Hello, beautiful people. Let's get started.
Why do you stay single? I worked multiple jobs so my ex-wife could be a stay-at-home mom with the understanding she would go back to work, at least part-time, when my youngest kid turned school age. When that time came, however, she told me she was having an affair with her ex-boyfriend and was running off to live with him, taking my kids with her. She then proceeded to rob me of about 30 grand, my own fault for not getting a lawyer. I've still got trauma from that, as does my oldest kid who lives with me after a custody fight abuse at the hands of my ex-wife's boyfriend and now husband. So I can relate. Once you learn to be content, being alone, it's almost impossible to make that room again in your life for someone. I mean, you certainly have the ability to make that room, it's just hardly ever worth it. We fall in like real love twice or 3 times if we are lucky in this life. Unless you find that during this time in your life, it's usually just not worth it. Dating apps are just so demeaning and dehumanizing. Trying to meet women in the wild is really expensive and exhausting. And it feels like I'm competing with 10,000 men for a handful of women who would be willing to date someone like me, and they all just have more drive and energy for it than I do. I also think my tolerance of certain relationship dynamics has gone down over the years. On top of that, I feel like I've gotten pretty good at being single now. I'm 43 and pretty much done with trying to date. I stay single because it feels like everyone has a roster these days and ghosting is just the norm. A lot of people, not all, but many seem tougher to connect with and are way more insecure. Same reason I don't really have the social energy to be around people much anymore. I've learned to just focus on my own interests and hobbies. On the bright side, I'm saving a lot of money by not going out all the time, and I'm spending more time on things I enjoy, like scuba diving, hiking, and reading. I'm also putting more energy into expanding my education through courses. Most people I see dating, they just sit on phones all the time. Because dating nowadays has been ruined by dating apps and hookup culture, it's incredibly depressing to spend a lot of time on a dating app as a man and only get 1 or 2 matches every few weeks that don't even respond while the other side is getting hundreds of messages a day. After my last long-term relationship failed, I want to make sure the next one is the one and it's not going to be found swiping online. Unfortunately, dating outside of the apps nowadays feels almost impossible. Not willing to lower my standards. I want a partner that can support me and him not have a burden, where I just give, combined with not interested in wasting my time and preferring meeting friends and doing new hobbies than dating, knowing people have commitment issues anyway. Nobody wants to stay and put in the work, so I prefer to enjoy the nice counter than be frustrated with dating lack of effort their communication and have it disturb my peace. I am really independent and need a lot of space and ask a lot of a partner and myself. I want to be the best version of myself and expect the same from him. If someone is willing to put in the work and be as active as me, then I'm not opposed to it, but until then I just want to do whatever I want to do and enjoy my life. It's not by choice. I am immensely lonely and terrified I will spend the rest of my life alone, only wanting to share small moments of life with another person, and when I look, there's no one there. No one wants a 33-year-old single mom when there's hundreds of other options with less baggage at their fingertips. I am an unattractive man. I want to point out this has nothing to do with how I look. I actually think that, as I have aged and gained weight, I have had a slightly better response from women. I have a deep level of insecurity, self-hate, and lack of confidence. This is from internalizing decades of insults and hate others have given me. So much of it has come to define MT worldview that gaining any kind of courage is just not on TB table anymore. It is also self-perpetration because I am stupid enough to be open about it, inviting more hate. Dating a woman who actually likes me is like riding a pterodactyl. It would be wonderful, but it is not a possible thing. Now my saving grace is I make an above average income because I am a senior AI developer, so I can use my wealth to have some of my needs met. But it is never enough and incomparable to being in a genuine relationship. I don't want to be single, for today's dating culture has forced me to. As a woman, men have shown me over and over why it's better to live in peace. I've gone on so many dates this year and is always the same men only wanting sex, not wanting to commit, love bombing, slow ghosting, etc. The last guy I dated did it for me. He love bombed me hard and for 3 months led me after hit me with the I don't feel a connection. Mind you, he called me and texted me several times throughout the day, and every day we went on several dates, had sleepovers, said he was pursuing me for a long-term relationship, etc., etc. I lost trust in men overall after that, and now I'm just at peace and focusing on my fitness goals. These holidays will be the most peaceful I've had in a long time. I don't like how gay dating is now. I don't want to have to spread my cheeks and take a selfie of my hole to show a guy with no face pic on Grindr, so he will even consider meeting me up in person to talk. And all the gay bars and such in my town died, because gay dating moved to apps. I think I will date again. I have met people in the wild and went on dates, but if it happens, it will happen. I have had wonderful and not so wonderful relationships. I don't feel like right now I am missing out. I can be single for a few years. A couple reasons. My first long relationship ended terribly with her cheating on me. I no longer trust humans to be faithful in relationships, and that's entirely my problem, as I will never fully believe someone and always worry, and that's but fair to someone else. I really enjoyed the time I got back after I broke up with her. I stopped a lot of my hobbies, and I was able to enjoy them again. The reality is, a lot of long-term single folk are dealing with trauma and a lack of positive outcomes in the dating landscape. Being single because less painful than dealing with the soul-sucking rejection and lack of reciprocation that is dating in the modern world. People are opting out. In another 10 years, I think half the population will have opted out completely. Another generation comes of age during the hookup, instapot, douchebro era of human history. Everyone has completely unrealistic expectations with who they are compatible with relationship-wise. People chase looks or money or status. They chase chaos over stability. Weddings are now Instagram princess parties. Where a lot of women care more about their wedding photos than they do about the man they are marrying. And guys are only proposing because they know if they don't, they'll have to start over. Very few people marry for the right reasons anymore. And if you stay single long enough, you start to recognize the reality that you're just not compatible with the vast majority of the planet now. So you resign yourself to staying single and making the most of it.